Alright, for A, express y is equals to x squared minus 7x plus 12 in the form of y is equals to open bracket x minus a close bracket squared plus b. Alright, so whenever you see this form, you always think of completing the square. And the completing the square formula is a open bracket, x plus b over 2 close bracket squared minus b over 2 close bracket squared plus c. This is the formula, and you have to remember it. And you also have to remember that this only works when a is equals to 1. Just in case you forgot what a, b, c are, a is the one that is friends with x squared, b is the one that's friends with x, and c has no friends at all. So if we take a look at our case here, the a is 1, right? Meaning we can apply this formula immediately. B is -7 and C is 12. So let's just input all those values. Actually, wait, let me write it down first. A is equals to 1, B is equals to -7, and C is equals to 12. Alright, let's just put these values in this formula. I'm not gonna write the 1 because it's just 1 times. So yeah, I'm not gonna write it. X plus -7 over 2 close bracket squared minus -7 over 2 close bracket squared plus 12. Oops, that does not look like a 2. Okay, there you go. Now, you just input this in the calculator. I mean, unless you want to calculate it yourself, I mean, sure, but like, to make it to solve, like, to save some time, just put it into the calculator, and you'll get -1/4, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, plusing a negative number is just makes it negative, and just write some number 2 squared, and yeah, after you input to the calculator, you'll get -1/4. So yeah, this is our answer. So whenever you see this form, it's called the vertex form. Whenever you see this vertex form, always think of this formula. And then you find the values of a, b, c, and you input it to this formula. And just simplify until it's in this form. And as you can see, it is in this form, right? X minus a close bracket squared. X minus a close bracket squared. Plus b plus -1/4. Alright, part B, sketch the graph. When we want to sketch the graph, like before we sketch a graph, we have to find several points. Alright, give me a sec. I need to lower down the thickness of my brush. Okay, that's better. So, the points that you have to find before sketching a graph are the x-intercepts, the y-intercept, only one, and the turning point. Okay, so let's find the x-intercept first. When we want to find the x-intercept, the y is always equal to 0. Always, when we want to find the x-intercept. So finding what even is an x-intercept? The x-intercept is, well, the point where the graph touches the x-axis. So for example, I have a graph like this. The x-intercepts are here and here. And yeah, this when it crosses the x-intercept, y is always equal to 0 because the x-axis lies on the point where y is equal to 0. So let's just bring down our equation. Y is equal to x squared minus 7x plus 12. Since we know that we know that y is equal to 0, let's just input that value. 0 is equal to x squared minus 7x plus 12. Okay, now we just factor this out, and x minus 4 times x minus 3. This is all still equal to 0. So x minus 4 might be 0, or x minus 3 is 0. When x minus 4 is 0, x is equals to 4. And for this one, x is equals to 3. Alright, but we're not done yet. We want it in a form of points, right? We know that the y is equals to 0, so when we want to make this points, it's technically just 4, 0, and 3, 0. These are our x-intercepts. Alright, moving on. Y-intercepts. When we're finding y-intercept, x is always equal to 0. The idea of the y-intercept is the same as the idea of the x-intercept. It is where the graph touches the y-axis. So the y-intercept here is right here. And the y-axis lies on the point where x is equal to 0. So yeah, that's why x is equal to 0. We bring our function, our equation again, plus 12, and we input the values of x. 0 squared minus 7, negative 7 times 0, plus 12. 0 squared, well, that's just 0. Negative 7 times 0, that's just 0. 0 minus 0 plus 12, that's just 12. So y is equals to 12. And x is equals to 0, so when we want to put this into points, it's 0, 12. Okay, now we find the turning point. So, turning point, you can actually see the turning point from your vertex form, but Miss told me that, like, she recommends you to just find the turning point without the vertex form, because if your vertex form is wrong, then it means your turning point will also be wrong. So I'll just show you how to find the turning point without the vertex form. Okay, so for the x value of the turning point, you can use the formula negative b over 2a. Or you can add up the x values, the x-intercepts, and divide it by 2. So what is b, what is a? It's from our same equation. b is negative 7, a is 1. So when we want to use this negative b over 2a formula, just input the values of b and a. So yeah, let's just do that. Negative 7 over 2 times 1. Negative and negative meets to result in a positive number. So yeah, it's just 7 over 2 times 1, which is 2. Or you can use this formula where you add up the x values of the x-intercepts and divide it by 2. So let's take a look at our x-intercepts for a second. 4, 0 and 3, 0. The x values are 4 and 3, so we input that. 4 plus 3 over 2. 4 plus 3, that's 7. And yeah, we get the same answer. It's the x. It's the x values. When we want to find the y values, we just input the values of x into our same equation. So wait, I'm gonna write it down again. Y is equals to x squared minus 7x plus 12. And yeah, we just input the values of x. 7 over 2 squared minus 7 times 7 over 2, close bracket, and plus 12. You can calculate this by yourself if you want to, but I mean, there's a probability that you will be wrong and it's wasting time, so just put it in the calculator and you'll get negative 1 over 4. And yeah, that's our y value. So therefore, our turning point is just 7 over 2, comma, negative 1 over 4. Okay, now we have our turning point, we have our y-intercept, and we have our x-intercepts. We just plot them in a graph, and you just connect the lines, but you'll end up with something like this. Miss wants you to like complete it until like it's at this level. So yeah, you just sketch it. Doesn't have to necessarily be that perfect, but yeah, you have to make it in a U shape. You have to complete it. So yeah, okay, there you go. Just make sure that you show Miss that you plotted the points. It's like, for example, this is 3, 0, and this is 4, 0. You have to make it visible. You have to show Miss that you actually plotted the points. Yeah, like this. But further continuing the line, like, you don't have to plot the points. Just you draw it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, and yeah, we're done.